Level 3, 5.5 is solving multi-step absolute value equations. So in order to solve absolute value equations, you must first isolate the absolute value. I think I put one too many E's in there. Okay, you must isolate the absolute value, basically get that by itself so it looks like a level 2 problem. Okay, so what we're going to do in letter A, we want to isolate the absolute value. So much like if this was a big X, you want to get that by itself. So you would first make this 3 0 by subtracting it from both sides. And now I'm going to divide both sides by -2. And now this looks like a level 2 type problem. So that's your goal when you're solving these. You want to make it look like a level 2 problem and then solve it from there. So just like in level 2s, you're going to take this and you're going to make 2 equations out of it. Just changing the number on the end still. And solve each one separately. So you're going to add 3 to both sides. And then to finish the first one up, you'll divide by 2. So one answer will be x equals 4. Then to solve the second one, we're going to add 3 to both sides. And then divide by 2. So x equals -1. Okay, so just to recap, you're going to, you can kind of think about the absolute value as a big X and you want to isolate it. You want to get it by itself. So just like if you were solving 3 minus 2x equals -7, you would get rid of the 3 first and then divide by 2. And that's exactly what we were doing here. We're getting rid of the 3 by subtracting it and then dividing the -2 away from that absolute value to the other side. And then breaking it up just like you would in a level 2 type problem. So go ahead and pause the video, try B, and then play it to see if you got it correct. Or just watch another example if you're still confused. Maybe this one will clear it up for you. But at least give it a try, okay? Okay, so in B, hopefully you got a chance to try it. What we're going to do here, we want to isolate this guy, this group. So I'm going to subtract 5 first to make this 0. And then I'm going to divide everything by 2. So I'll be left with the absolute value of 4x plus 1 equals 5. So now that I have the absolute value by itself, I can make 2 equations, changing that number on the end. So 4x plus 1 equals 5, and 4x plus 1 equals -5. So let's go ahead and subtract 1 from both sides. And then divide by 4. So x equals 1. And then do the same thing for the next one. Subtract 1 from both sides. So 4x equals -6. And then divide both sides by 4. X will equal -6 over 4, which will reduce to -3 over 2. So 2 separate answers here. Okay, just like before. Okay, let's take a look at one more over here. You've got the absolute value of x plus 1 plus 5 equals 3. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get the absolute value by itself by subtracting 5 to make this 0. And then now, since I've got the absolute values by itself, now I can make 2 equations. But wait, I have absolute values equal a negative number. That can't be. We can't have anything, any absolute value equal a negative. Your answer is no solution. All right, and last but not least, our last example has a little function notation just to make sure that we remember it. So f open circle G means a composite function, so you put G into F, and you want to know where it equals 13. So I'm going to do the composite first. I'm going to put G into X in F. So this will be 2 absolute value of X minus 2 over 8 plus 7, and I want to know where that equals 13. Okay. So just like before, I want to isolate the absolute value, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to subtract 7 to make this 0. So I'll have 2 absolute value of X minus 2 over 8 equals 6. And I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So now I have absolute value of X minus 2 over 8 equals 3. And since it equals a positive number, I know I'm going to have a solution here, not like the other one up above. So creating two equations, X minus 2 over 8 equals 3. And X minus 2 over 8 equals negative 3. So multiply both sides by 8. X minus 2 equals 24. Okay, you can also think about cross multiplying. Adding 2 to finish this up. So the first one will give you 26. Same thing for the second one. You can think about cross multiplying or just multiply both sides by 8. You will get X minus 2 equals negative 24. Adding 2 to both sides, you'll get X equals negative 22. Okay, so there's level 3. Go ahead and do some practice and do the exit slip.